It's time to go on a unexpected trip. We got a 500-mile trip, actually a 1,000-mile round trip to Logan, Utah. My father-in-law just bought a car, and so we need to go get it, and it's kind of unexpected. So the car was only charged to 75%. It's in the middle of the day. We're kind of driving through the night. It's gonna be a little adventure. I got the car up to, right now it shows 94%. We gotta go to Butte. That's kind of the usual start for most of our trips. And in Butte, we definitely have to charge, but also it says we should actually stop just about 30 miles from here in Missoula and charge. So, well, we'll see once I get there. It would only be a few minutes. Actually, it shows 0 minutes. Look at this here. Missoula, 0 minutes. That is crazy. Not sure how much charge we could get in 0 minutes, but hey, let's go. My father-in-law is waiting in town, and well, he's never driven a Tesla before, but I think I'm not gonna drive the full 500 miles. So this may be his first time actually driving a Tesla. Let's go. Well, we're going down the road. It's a dirt road, so it's a little rattly and noisy here. But so looking at the navigation, we should get there just after midnight. It says 12:09 a.m. Which is about right. It's 3 right now. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer than that. It shows charging stops here. So again, Missoula, it shows 0, which is about 5-10 minutes probably. Butte, it shows 40 minutes. Well, that will be about an hour. Then it shows Lima 50 minutes. That will be an hour for sure. And then Pocatello, it shows 30 minutes. And I'm not sure, I gotta look after that. We can reach our destination with 16% from Pocatello, according to the navigation here. But obviously we need some to get back to a charger again. And so once I get closer down there, we look on the map in the navigation on the Tesla, or I could look right now. Well, maybe not right now while driving, but I could look on the plug share and see where chargers are at. We can only charge on the NACS, the NACS, the North American Charging Standard. This here is a older Tesla. It does not CCS charge. There is no adapter available for this and no retrofit kit for this. So yeah, it's got to be a Tesla Supercharger or maybe a Tesla destination charger, which is level 2. That would be slow. So we'll find out once we get closer. Down in that area, there are quite a few superchargers. So I'm sure we can find one and get enough charge to make it there and back to another charger where we need to, whatever. We'll figure that out as we go. It's a few hours from now. So but now we're heading to town, picking up my father-in-law and maybe stopping at the supercharger, not sure. We're at 93%. If I can get a few minutes in when I get there, I probably could drive a little bit faster. So now there's always the question, is it faster to go slower and not charge, or is it faster to charge and go faster? And this may be somewhat of a toss-up here, so I may just go a little bit slower, 75 instead of 80, and we should be fine with the charge we have. So we'll see. Well, let's get to town. Trouble on the horizon. Actually, not really on the horizon, but right in front of me. There is another Tesla, and it shows that we have one charger open right now here at the Missoula Supercharger. So if that is really true, then, well, I'll be stuck in line. That would suck. I seen another Tesla on the interstate just about a minute ago. So possibly that's one that just left here, and there's actually two open. We'll find out here in a second as I pull in. Oh, well, let's see here what we got going. Since there's a delay from when one leaves to where it switches, there may be some open here. Let's see. There is two open. All right, let's see which one he's taken. He's going to the upper. All right, I'll take the one in the middle. So perfect. Charger's full, and the new charger is almost constructed, almost done here, about 7 miles from here at the truck stop. So it's all good. All right, we're in here. We'll charge a little bit and go from there. So I'm here at a gas station right off the interstate next to the supercharger. I actually parked at the supercharger. I was waiting for my father-in-law to show up. He just got here from the bank. So that gave me the opportunity to charge a little bit. And so we should have plenty of power or juice or amps or whatever. Whatever you want to call that. Let me know down below in the comments. What the heck do you call that? So we'll be going from here to Butte. That is about 120 some miles, I believe. We should be there in a little over 2 hours. And over here, look at that. Three Amigos presents Tesla tacos and margaritas. You get a discount if you go over there and you show them the app, huh? Anyway, we got here with plenty, with 18% since we were at the Missoula Supercharger. That was not even a question. We've been going the speed limit, basically the 80 miles per hour. Yeah, it's a uphill here. It's 2,000 feet higher in elevation, so it uses quite a bit. So now we need to charge so we can make it to Lima, Montana. It says here 35 minutes. We definitely need there 43% to make that. And then we have another charge of 50 minutes. But we did pick up Pork chop sandwiches. That is just on the other side of the interstate here, maybe a mile from here, if that. So if you're ever in Butte, go to Pork Chop John's and get the Pork Chop Deluxe sandwich, add egg and bacon, and then you're in business. Super tasty. So we grabbed us a couple of those. Now we're here, so I gotta plug in the car, and we'll be eating sandwiches. So 35 minutes will go by like nothing. Will probably be a little bit longer. Also, fun fact here. These people, we seen those in Missoula at the Charger, and we drove part of the way next to them basically, or with them, behind them, then in front of them for a while, and eventually they took off because we actually made a quick stop in Deer Lodge because I wanted to see if Town Pump finally started with their DC fast charger, but they didn't. But yeah, we caught up to them. Everybody has to charge in Butte when you're driving through Montana. There is no way around it if you're traveling through here, because it'll be about 100 miles to the nearest charger. So well, I'm gonna go and eat my pork chop sandwich now. So we charged to 88% and we're ready to get going. And it tells us here an hour 36 minutes, 113 miles. So not too far to go. We spent quite some time here charging as always. But then basically we were done, I don't know, 10 minutes ago or so. But we talked to a other Tesla driver, so that's what happens. The charger is always faster, so let's get going. And here we go again. So don't tell me you can drive 500 miles and stupid EVs don't go far enough. We don't even make it from Butte to Lima and had to stop. Yep. One needed a break. And it happens all the time. So yeah. Don't tell me you don't need no stops. Everybody always does need to stop here or there. That is just how it goes. And so yeah, we're actually still here a ways from Lima there. We're up here, Lima down there. So we got about 18 miles to go to Lima. We are down to 33% at this point. Let's see here, we can pull up the trips real quick. And so I think trip A, yeah, is the one that I did reset. So from Missoula, it was 222 miles to here. There's plus another 30 miles to Missoula that's not on here, because I forgot again to reset it at home, as always. And we are averaging 358 watt hours per mile. That is about what this thing does, roughly. We are around 350-ish. If we look down here, the last 13,000 miles, we are at 351. So that's about what it is. But yeah, here we are. Couldn't make it another 15 minutes. We had to stop, not because of the car, but because of a person. So, yeah. And that's usually how it goes. We have to stop more frequently for people than we have to for the car. But yeah, we'll still have to stop now, obviously, in Lima. And that's probably when I take my restroom break. So, yep, got another about 15 minutes to there. And then we'll see. We may actually change our route here. Here it says Lima to Pocatello. If I bring the chargers up. So you can see here is Lima, here is Idaho Falls, and here's Pocatello. So it would take us from here to here, skipping this one. But we may actually just charge enough here in Lima to make it to Idaho Falls. That will cut this charge quite a bit shorter. And then we can stop in Idaho Falls real quick and just need a little bit to make it to Pocatello. So I think that would be the faster way if we add a stop here. And I know that doesn't make sense to many people, but the problem is, in order to get from here all the way to here, we need so much more charge, and this will go so much slower because the state of charge will be so much higher at that point, that we are actually faster and use less time if we just charge as much as needed to get to Idaho Falls, and then stop in Idaho Falls real quick to get enough to go to Pocatello. So we probably can save, I would say, 25 minutes here if we stop here, and this here will be maybe a 10-15 minute stop. So overall we would save 10 minutes doing it that way, at least, maybe even more. It depends a little bit, because we're coming into Lima with over 20%, which is a lot. So if we just get what we need to make it to Idaho Falls, I don't know, maybe that's 60% or so, then we would charge a lot faster. So, well, we'll see how it all plans out. But that's kind of my idea. So let's make this go away here. So at this point, we're aiming for sure for Lima. And we'll spend, according to this, we'll spend 50 minutes there. 50 minutes is a long time. And on top of that, when it says 50 minutes, it's at least gonna be an hour. The car underestimates its charging time for some reason. I've been noticing that it always takes longer. So it will be at least an hour, but maybe we can keep that down to 45 or so, and yeah, put the extra stop in. So we'll see. But right now we're stuck here. And so yeah, I guess we'll see you in Lima, Montana. Montana, 21%. And so it tells us here 50 minutes estimated charge time, so that we can make it to Pocatello. And it just said there minus 53%, so we need at least 74% to make it to Pocatello. That would be the minimum. So now what we could do is we could cancel this trip, bring up the chargers, and let's see, Idaho Falls. Let's see what it will tell us. Estimated charge time 25 minutes. So we could save 25 minutes right here if we just go to Idaho Falls, and then from Idaho Falls, let's see here if it comes up. I need to bring the superchargers up from Idaho Falls to Pocatello. That is not very far. It's just this little itty bitty here. We wouldn't need so much, and I think that's the way to do it, because I would assume Idaho Falls we only need 10, maybe 15 minutes charge to make it to Pocatello then, so we would save at least 10, maybe even 15 minutes. So yeah, well, we'll play by ear, see how this goes here. There's not too much going on here. It's a cafe, but it seems to be closed. There's a hotel back behind us. There's a gas station over that way, but yeah. Lima is not really a hot spot, but well, we'll see. What is it, 8:56? It's almost 9. We could leave 9:20-ish, 9:30-ish, and see how far we can get, if we can make it to Idaho Falls only or Pocatello. We'll go from there. So I'll go walk around a little bit, because yeah, it's been a while here again. Let's look at the trips. 241 miles so far, so yeah. So yeah, I'll go walk around, enjoy the sunset. I mean, it's a beautiful area, but just nothing to do. It shows enough charge to continue trip. 40 minutes to charge limit, which is 100%. And we're planning to go to Idaho Falls, and according to this, we already would arrive with what, 20% or 26%. Man, it's hard to see in this dark. So yeah, but we're not quite ready to go. Father-in-law is still smoking. So since the car isn't smoking, he's got to smoke, right? So yep. Yeah, we're already up to 74% here. We had a 36 kilowatt hours in this charging session, and that brings us easily to Idaho Falls. And 27%, holy moly, that may even get us to, whoa, gotten dark here, maybe I should open the door. That maybe even gets us to Pocatello, so we'll see. But yeah, this here wasn't too bad. Time flew by, and well, I think he's ready, so let's go. It's dark out in Idaho Falls. We just got here and it's starting to charge. So it says time remaining 1 hour 5 minutes. Well, that would be to 100%. Wow, we're doing good. Look at this, 98 for a split second anyway. So let's look at the Navi. Navigation, we're going to let's choose our destination again. Okay, well, so now it says we could charge here for an hour and make it to River Heights. That is weird, but then it says continue trip. Let's see, what does that do? Let's see, River Heights. It doesn't show anything. Who knows? That is kind of odd. 155 miles. Well, we can't make it anywhere at this point. This navigation is doing weird stuff. Let's go back here. Let's do Pocatello. That was the plan anyway. All right, and here. Okay, if we would leave right now, we could get to Pocatello with 1%. So we got 28. It goes pretty quick here. We're doing good at 82 kilowatts. So that was the idea, to leave Lima earlier because we wouldn't have gotten 80 kilowatts. So that's why we're here. So here we can charge a lot faster now. And well, we want to get a little bit of safety here, maybe 10% or so anyway, and then we could make it to Pocatello. Also, let's see, where, okay, and then the next charger would be what, down here in Tremonton, Utah. That would be the next one. So we could, let's see what it says if we want to navigate there. So then it says here stay 45 minutes. But again, that doesn't make any sense because we would drop so quickly in the charge rate. That doesn't make any sense. It makes more sense to go to Pocatello, top off a little bit, and just hop from one charger to another. So but right now we're doing pretty good here, 78 kilowatts still. That is nice. That is actually really nice. Temperature's not too bad. It's dark out now, and 76 degrees it shows, so that's not too terrible. That is pretty good. I got an OBD reader. I don't have it going right now, but it showed battery temperature somewhere between about 90 and 110 roughly. That's where it was pretty much on the whole trip. It never did preheat for a supercharger. These old ones don't go as high in temperature like the new ones do, where they preheat quite a bit even in warmer climates. So here we're doing 76 kilowatts, and I think we'll stay here as long as we get a good charge, at least above 50 kilowatts, and then we'll move on. So right now it's 10:56, maybe 11:10 we would leave and move on. So but right now we're doing pretty good here, so I like that. But we'll probably stop in Pocatello. We're not gonna do a hour charge here, and do another 15 minutes or so in Pocatello, then make it to Tremonton in Utah. We'll see how long these good charging rates above 70 kilowatts last, and we'll go from there. All right, we're at 51%. It's 11:09, so we're done pretty good. It says 23% arrival at the Pocatello Supercharger, so we're on our way. Don't you love those prices? 0.0. That's the advantage of having this old clunker. Those old clunkers have free supercharging for life. So we just got to Pocatello, and here with about 26%. Ooh, we got 91 kilowatts real quick for a split second there. So this was just a short trip getting here. Well, for you guys it doesn't matter, it's just a few seconds from one to the next, but for us it was a short trip compared to the others. Let's see here. And so right now it shows -24 for River Heights, so we need at least 24 more percent. So at least about 50 something there. 51, I guess, I think, if I calculated that right. But anyway, it estimates what, 25 minutes here, but since this says this will get us to River Heights, I gotta look at this. I'm not sure that I can trust this. There we go. right, so gotta go a little ways there out into the boonies, huh? So let's see what happens here if we do continue trip. We'll let it calculate. So it says 112 miles. So I think that requires a little bit more. Huh. There's no charger showing up. It says we could make it straight there with a just 25-minute charge here. Huh. I don't know. Don't trust that so much. So it may have to be a little bit more than a 25-minute charge as it shows here. Wonder if we can see. So there is the Tremonton charger, which is just a little bit off from where we're going, but well, we gotta make it out here, but we also have to make it at least back to here, so we need definitely more. There is a charger right there at the Marriott, I guess 16 kilowatts, so that's a Tesla destination charger. But yeah, I don't know, probably need to be a guest, and we don't want to charge there for too long anyway. So yeah, I think we're gonna sit here a little longer than 25, and right now we're doing good, above 70 kilowatts, so we'll see. We'll give it the 25, see where we're at, just to make sure we can make it to our destination and back to a supercharger. So, and yeah, it's already getting later here. It's almost midnight now, still 75 degrees out, so it's still nice and warm, and seems to be good for the car. No preheating on the battery side. Actually, it's cooling. The fans are coming on right now, so all right, we'll get charged up and go from there. We are up to 86% already. 12:48, still 74 degrees out, and so we're going to Tremonton, however it's pronounced, we don't know. It's 97 miles. It's a little bit off the path where we need to go, so it's going a little further south instead of up here, so we'll backtrack a little bit, but this way we'll have plenty of charge at our destination for whatever. So 97 more miles to go. Arrived in Tremonton, Utah. What is this? This is some hotel. Don't remember. But we're here. 34%. Still shows 76 degrees. It feels pretty warm. 2:08 in the morning. From here we got 26 miles to our destination, so we'll be charging here for a while, probably take a little nap, since we don't have to be at our destination until oh, it gets dark around here. What the heck, let's just do this. There we go. Until 8:30 in the morning. So, and it takes us what, 36 minutes to get there, so we gotta leave here about 7:30, maybe 7:45 ish, whatever. So we got a little time. Let's look here real quick. Trips. So we drove 480 miles, used 168 kilowatt hours, and we averaged 351 watt hour per mile, which actually is the same as our average for everything for the last 14,000 some miles. And again, this is 480. We got about another 30 because I didn't reset until I came to Missoula. So we got already about 510, and then we got about 30 to go tomorrow. So I'll be about, oh man, this keeps going dark. I'll be yeah, about 540 miles or so total. But now well, gotta plug in, take a little nap, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning from Logan, Utah. So well, I gotta tell you a story real quick. Well, got that Tremonton Supercharger there. We went to that. I plugged into the regular supercharger. That's when I noticed that there are some urban superchargers there as well, and I realized we're only drawing 69 kilowatt anyway, so I went over to an urban supercharger. Not that there was a huge demand anyway. There were plenty of chargers there, but since we didn't need 150, might as well use the urban one. So that's what we did, and well, we got set up back here, laid the seat down, and I slept back there. My father-in-law slept in the seat for a couple hours. I plugged it in, and yeah, I set my alarm for 2 hours because I knew it would take about 2 hours. And sure enough, after 2 hours, it showed 100%, but it still showed calculating. So it was basically balancing the cells, equalizing the battery pack, whatever you want to call it. And that took another 30 minutes after that. So yeah, it takes a long time with these old cars. But yeah, that's what we did. And then we went to wash the car, and well, you can't tell anymore. There's so many bugs around here. The windshield is covered again already. But it was clean for about 5 or 10 minutes maybe. So yeah, and now we are here at the place where we're picking up the car. It's actually that one out there, that Ford. And yeah, we'll be driving back home from here. So at this point we got here what, 82%. It's already 77 out here at 7:48 in the morning. And so yeah, we'll be driving back home from here with the 82%. We should easily make it to Pocatello. Let's see here, the sun's shining right in here. Pocatello Supercharger. Let's see what it says. I don't know, too much sun here. Yep, we should get there and have 25% left even, so no problem to make it from way down here to way up there. And I guess you can't see anything, the sun is shining right into the camera. So yeah, had not much sleep, only about 2 hours, was not super comfortable. But yep, we're here, we're picking up the car, we got to make it back. It will be similar on the way back with the stops, I guess. We'll have to see. The other car has an almost full tank, so it should go plenty far, probably farther than this. But then my father-in-law usually doesn't make it as far. He usually needs to go to the bathroom. So we had to stop twice yesterday for bathroom for him and not for the car. So well, that is the story. So yep, 82%. We'll be out of here hopefully in about 15 minutes or so, maybe less than that. And on the way back home to Montana, let's look at the trips real quick since we're halfway here. So we got the trip A here, so we got 512 miles on it right now. We came here first and drove back down to the Starbucks, got a coffee, came back up, and so yeah, we have a little extra, so maybe it's a little less going home, but it's good 500 miles anyway. Used 178 kilowatt hours at an average of 349. So towards the end here we were able to drop some a little bit. We were at 351, 349. Yeah, it's 350. That's just where the car seems to run. You can see here after the last charge it was only 318. It's probably because overall we went slower through town. That's probably what it is. So, but yeah, well, we'll get going here shortly, hopefully. gotta make it back home here today. So, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. Pocatello should be the first stop, and then we'll go from there, see if we do Idaho Falls again, or if we make it all the way up to what would it be, Lima, I guess. So yeah, we'll see. Here he goes to the gas station already. Well, we are charging too here. So we got here with 25%, just plugged in right now. It's ramping up. Let's see here. Oh, nice, nice, nice. 94, okay. At least for a split second. What we got here? 1023, it's 80 degrees out. Well, why did it take so long to get here? Well, we stopped twice to go to the bathroom. And the one time my father-in-law had a call, and so we were stuck for at least 30 minutes, if not more, at that place. So again, we were not held back by the electric car. We were held back by the people that needed to go to the bathroom and do a phone call. So we're back in Pocatello now, and 27% here. I think it says 50-minute charge time. Let's see here, right there, 50 minutes, so we can make it to Lima. Again, there is the Idaho Falls Supercharger not far from here. So we got 28%. So right now, actually, if I cancel this navigation here, go to Idaho Falls. Let's see what it says. Right there. So I could leave right now and get to Idaho Falls with 2%. And, well, it will charge pretty quick in Idaho Falls. Well, pretty quick. We're doing 78 kilowatts right now, so that's not bad. Even going to Idaho Falls at 2%, if we will get there at 2%, it will probably not go much higher. Maybe 85 for a little bit. So, but 78 right now is not bad. So we let that go. Maybe down to 50 kilowatts or so. Somewhere in that area, and then probably run up to Idaho Falls, get in there with a lower state of charge. Well, actually it will be about 20-some% anyway. And then we definitely will have to charge a little bit longer there to make it to Lima. And then in Lima, we definitely would have to charge quite a bit to make it to Butte. And in Butte, we would have to charge... Well, in Butte, actually, we could cheat again, because I know Butte to Missoula, it's a downhill. It was an uphill battle from Missoula to Butte, but going backwards, it's a downhill, so it's always good. So it doesn't take too long in Butte going backwards. And I can stop in Missoula and get some extra if I need to, but most of the time, I can just go straight through and go home and come home with whatever, 1, 2, 0, who cares, because I can charge at home. So yeah, so that's how you play the game, especially with these old Teslas here, because they're so freaking slow at charging. With the Model 3, you do less of that game. You just can follow the navigation, not just with the Model 3, with the Model Y2, or with the newer Model S and X. Now you can do that too, but with the older S and X, somewhere before 2018, they're just slow chargers usually. And so yeah, you got to play the game as good as you can to be faster, but you're still going to be slower. They're just slow. But if you have an early one like we do that is really slow, but at least it's free. All right, so yep, we're still doing 72 kilowatts here. It says 1 hour 5 minutes remaining. That would be to 100%, because right now I got it set for Idaho Falls. It shows 7% arrival, so it's growing pretty quick. We can change that again, and let's see here. We'll change that again for home. And yep, if I want to go for home again, it says 45 minutes left, and so we can make it to Lima again, skipping Idaho Falls, but we'll see. So I guess, I don't know, walk around a little bit, go to the bathroom again, and we'll give it, yeah, maybe down to 50 kilowatts and see where we're at, and then maybe stop in Idaho Falls and do the same game as we do here, and then we should be able to make it to Lima from there. So, all right, well, again, it's humans that make the trip slower, it seems like. If we could have driven all the way up here and just went to the bathroom here and down the phone call here, well, heck, we could have been here 50 minutes, no problem. But now we wasted that time on 2 bathroom breaks already and the phone call, so. All right, well, I'll keep you up to date. Okay, 81%, 11:11, 80 degrees out. Holy moly. Idaho Falls, there we go. So we're going to Idaho Falls. I don't want to wait here another who knows how long, because from 80% on up, it's extremely slow. We were below 45 kilowatts already. So, but I had to go to the bathroom, so walk down there. We played in the new car with pairing the phone for my father-in-law and stuff. So we wasted a lot of time again. We should have left here actually quite a while ago. But we're going to Idaho Falls and top off so we can make it to Lima. Made it to Idaho Falls. A little company now, unlike last night. 57%. We're going at only 48 kilowatts. I was hoping we would hit 50 or higher, but we barely make 50 here, or we don't basically. But that's more than what we had. We had only about 40 in Pocatello. So this should go a little bit faster. Actually, the car reported 15 minutes, I believe. Now it reports 10 minutes. And we had like 20 or 25 left in Pocatello. Especially after 80, it goes much slower usually than what it says actually. So, and currently we could make it to Lima with 3% according to this. So, well, I'll keep charging here no matter what, because I lost my father-in-law. So I set the turn signal very early for this exit to get here, and I seen him. He was in the fast lane still, and I set the turn signal about a half a mile ahead of time, but he was on the phone dealing with something and didn't pay attention until it was too late. So he went one exit further and he's trying to find his way back here now, so got a little time anyway. But yep, well, it's dropping here already, 44 kilowatts. I was hoping for more, but still we're saving about 10 minutes again by doing this here, so not too bad. Yep. And then we'll go to Lima, and then we probably have lunch in Lima, and we can get a full charge there, probably up to 100% or so if we eat lunch. And then Butte, in Butte we just need to get whatever how much we need to get to make it to Missoula and go from there. So yeah, it kind of sucks with these old Teslas. That is just what it is. They charge so freaking slow. I mean, the Model 3 would charge so much faster, so does the Model Y, and the late Model S and X too. They charge all way faster, but well, this is free, and well, there's a trade-off. All right, so I guess I'll wait till my father-in-law shows up. All right, father-in-law found. He's back here. We're up to 81% already. 12:22, 80 degrees out. And well, we'll get to Lima with 33% according to this, and it says 30 minutes charge. We probably have lunch there, so we'll be charging probably higher at that point. But well, he's ready over there. I better get going.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire. No more walking through revolving doors. I've gone around once, I don't need to go around anymore. Break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway and cancel the cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right? Shape the mind, speeding up the pace, turning up the heat, where I need to be for the first time, taking risks.
We have arrived in Lima, Montana. Let's see here, 28%, 138, 85 degrees, and it estimates a 30-minute charge here, and then we will continue the trip to Butte. That currently shows minus 30%. So minus 30, the 30 plus the 28, that means we need at least 60%. So we'll see. So there is Chan's Cafe. Well, it is over here. And so we're probably gonna have lunch there. And that will take a little bit anyway. It's a little breezy out here, if you can see that on those trees. And here we got a wrapped Model 3. Got some fancy something on the fender there where the cameras are and stuff. Also over here we got a wrapped Model 3 with different rims and stuff. Looks like a performance. So yep. But well, I think I'm gonna go into the cafe now and we'll have some lunch and we'll let this charge out here. Well, we made it back. It's 2:44 now. 107 degrees showing here on the thermometer while the sun is blasting the front, and I guess that's where the temperature sensor is. We're at 90% now, and it's pretty toasty in here. I forgot to leave the climate control on. The car actually fell asleep. Oh, now it powered up. Now the center screen came on. That neighbor's long gone, and there we have a new neighbor. Oh, and there is my father-in-law with his new car. So yeah, let's see here real quick. Butte Supercharger says 28% there, and then 30-minute charge to make it to Missoula, and it's an hour 38 minutes to Butte, 113 miles. That is if we can go the speed limit of 80 miles per hour. So, well, and I guess I'm unable to drive. Need to unplug. Well, we're down to 12 kilowatts there. That's about what I could get at home charging. So a supercharger is not necessarily faster than your level 2, depending on the state of charge you have, and especially if you have an older Tesla like we do, it goes down pretty quick. So yeah, we'll be unplugging here and we'll get going to Butte. Okay, now we are leaving for real. Well, somebody showed up here, had to talk a little bit. My father-in-law had to smoke, right? The car don't smoke, well, his car does, but so anyway, he needed a smoke before we could leave. And well, now we're finally getting going here out of Lima. There's Old Glory flying. That means it's windy and we're in Butte. Got here with 31%. It's 4:32, 82 degrees, and we're estimated to charge 30 minutes, and then we're off to Missoula. Currently it says -28 for Missoula. We got 31, so we need about 60% minimum to make it to Missoula. And if I want to make it home, maybe I probably need about 70-75%. So we'll see. We'll get plugged in and well, go from there. Okay, it is going extra slow at 36 kilowatts. It still says 5 minutes. Got 75% there. It is now 5:10, 82 degrees, so it's nice and toasty. And it tells me we would arrive with 13% in Missoula, which is fine. I'll get going, because even if I come in with 0 in Missoula, that's wonderful. It will charge a whole lot faster than this 36 here, but even with the 13% there, it may do better, and I may even make it home. So I'm gonna unplug, and I'll be leaving Old Glory here in Butte and heading to Missoula. Arrived in Missoula, 9% only. 9% doesn't get me home. Maybe, but it would be 0% or less. So, and I could use a bathroom stop, so we might as well combine that. Charge up here real quick. So yep, it shows here estimated charge time 15 minutes to get home, and then I would get home, I don't know with what. It says -4 right now. We got 10, so yeah, we need at least 15%, and that's about right. So 15% will make it. So yeah, got back to Missoula. Let's look at some of the other stats here on the trip. Where is it? There we go. So we are in Missoula, and we got 1,004 miles so far. Used 345 kilowatt hours of energy at an average of 344 watt hours per mile. Okay, and down here we got 350 over the distance of 14,700 some miles. Okay, so this is a little higher. Well, this here includes the trailer towing stuff that I've been doing, and then this is just this trip, and coming back is a downhill. So especially coming back from Butte to Missoula, that's a 2,000 foot elevation loss, so it does pretty good going this direction, even at the fast speeds. I mean, I've been going the speed limit of 80 miles per hour. I set my cruise to 82, which is about 80 miles per hour for real, right? So yeah, and since Butte, we actually ran, if you can see this here, since Butte last charge was 125 miles, 43 kilowatt hours at 341. So that is why the consumption dropped for the total trip, because we're doing just great from Butte coming back, but the other direction is always a struggle. Well, now it's it's 86 degrees, so I have the air conditioning blasting pretty good. It's 6:52 in the evening, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, and I already got 15%, so I would be ready to go, but I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll drive this thing home, and then we'll see the final stats on this. But yeah, it just adds hours. It adds on this 1,000 mile trip, I would say we added about 4 hours due to charging, maybe 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours due to charging with this car here, if compared to taking maybe the Model 3 or a current Model S, Model X, or a Model Y. So, but yeah, we done 900 miles in no time with our Model 3, and we got a couple videos on that. So I'm gonna put a link in the description. Maybe there's one popping up here. Go check those out if you haven't seen those. So then you can see the difference, how basically how painful this is compared to having a modern electric vehicle that can charge really fast. So, but now it's time for the bathroom, and then I'll go home. All right, just a couple minutes later, I've been to the bathroom real quick, and so now it's 6:58, 86 degrees, and we're already at 28%. So this is the advantage of coming in low with a low percentage. It goes extremely quick here. We're still going 76 kilowatts, which is fast for this car. So rather than sitting in Butte and waiting at 20 some kilowatts or 30 kilowatts, it's better to move on and come to the next charger where it will go much faster. Well, yeah, I came in a little bit low, not really low. I mean, it was like, well, it was plenty there. I mean, above 0 is always good. So, and right now it shows I'll be home with 14% already. It still tells me 5 minutes to charge, but I'm gonna unplug and get going right now. So I'm back home with 16% left. What is it, 7:39? 82 degrees out still, plenty warm, huh? Oh, 215,900. Nice round number there. Let's look at the big screen here. So total for this trip was 1,031 miles. Used 354 kilowatt hours at an average of 343. You can see the average since last charge here is only 327. That is from Missoula to here. That was about half interstate and then half coming up the valley here at only 35 miles per hour. That's why it's so low. But looking at the total for the last 14,700 miles, it's 350 watt hours per mile, and that's about what you get with these classic Teslas. Let's see here, sun everywhere. So it is what, almost 8. Yeah, left around what, 3:30 yesterday afternoon or so. Yeah, roughly 30 hours total for that trip. Obviously we slept some, wasted some time because we couldn't show up in the middle of the night at the other person's house to pick up the car. So that was like from like 2:30 to like 7:30, so about 5 hours that we kind of wasted. But the car was actually charging over 2 hours during that time, about 2.5 hours. So let's just deduct the 5 hours there. So we're about 25 hours. And then we had to drive. Obviously we drove over a little bit over 100 miles extra compared to our 900-mile trip with the Model 3. So let's just deduct another hour or two. So let's say 2 hours, 23. And then we were maybe lollygagging a little bit on the way there because we knew we were not in the rush. So let's take another hour off, okay, just to be fair. So 22 hours. I think for the 900 miles we had 17, if I'm not mistaken, so that would be 5 hours more for this trip here. Well, for this trip, if this trip would have been 900 miles, because we deducted the additional time for driving the extra 100 some miles here, and the extra charging is all deducted. So, and this is easily possible. On 900 miles, you can add easily 4 to 5 hours driving with one of these classic Teslas because charging is extremely slow. So if you want to travel a lot and you're cool with spending extra time, this is perfect. It's free charging, but free is not totally free because it takes extra time. So you got to consider that. And so this is about 4 hours more for about 900 miles. So you got to consider that. Charging is about an hour each time with this car. If you have a Model 3, a Model Y, or a current Model S or X, charging is 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes most of the time, sometimes 30 to 40 minutes. But that's about it. You hardly ever have longer charging times with a newer car. Here, you have much longer charging time. And this here is very comparable to a Chevy Bolt, because the Chevy Bolt charges at 50 kilowatts and it goes pretty much steady to 80%, even above that at 50, and then it starts slowly dropping. So a Chevy Bolt usually takes about an hour to charge, just like this here. So and in regards to range, same thing. Actually, the Chevy Bolt may even do a little bit better, so because it's a little bit newer. Yeah, so consider that before you just go out and buy a Tesla. That is cheap now. They come down in price right now. They're a really good deal. But if you travel a lot, consider the extra time needed for charging. All right, well, I'm tired now. I only had about 2 hours of sleep and it was pretty uncomfortable, so I need to get in the house. Actually, I need to go pick up my daughter from the airport in a couple hours. So maybe I go take a shower real quick and then go pick her up. So, but yeah, please give us a thumbs up for this video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. Go down into the description and click on the link to our Redbubble store. Go check out the merch we have. Maybe you'll find something you like. In any event, thank you for watching. Goodbye.